You have endless back pain and you were diagnosed with a slipped vertebra. I am quite experienced, and I will show you exercises that can likely help alleviate the pain. And if you are lucky, the slipped vertebra might even stabilize, and I will explain to you why. And now let's get started. Renee is here. And someone else comes along.
Exactly, the skeleton, Carl. Hello.
I will start by showing you. Thank you, Renee.
You're welcome.
Now I will first show you what a slipped vertebra actually is. Look, here are the vertebrae. And a slipped vertebra is when one or more are pulled into the interior of the body. Why do I say being pulled in? Because they are being pulled in. What pulls them in? They are pulled in by the hip flexor, the iliopsoas, which when sitting extends its muscle from here into the iliac bone to 4 of the 5 lumbar vertebrae. And if the muscle gets too much tension from sitting because it keeps shortening day after day, and then the fascia becomes entangled, and if you take your leg down, then there is direct traction. And if it increases over years and decades, it can happen that individual vertebrae detach from the structure and are pulled in. And then there is also spinal canal stenosis, which is facilitated because everything shifts at the back and so on. Perhaps herniated discs are also involved. Interesting for you, if you have a slipped vertebra, then it is often said that this is the cause of your pain. We know from hundreds of cases, however, that this is very rarely the case. The pain comes from the fact that the tensions of the muscles and fascia are too great. This means, in plain language, when you do the exercises that I am showing you now, you can put it to the test, because if the exercise relieves your pain, you know. You belong to the largest group, almost everyone affected, whose pain lessens or goes away completely, even though the slipped vertebra is still detached from its structure. And we have experienced it with therapists whom I trained myself. It took a year or a year and a half. There were vertebrae that were pulled in 5 mm to 1.5 cm, repositioned by themselves, only because the tension of the muscles and fascia was normal again. So we start with the first exercise. Renee is lying on his back with his legs raised. Why? Because when the hip flexor is too short from sitting, it is usually a relaxed position, because what is too short is not stretched at all. But we don't want to stop there, because now it's about making what is too short longer. That means, Renee, take a little step with your left foot further forward so that the knee slowly comes down. Yes, stop here. It may be that it now starts to pull in the back. If it starts to pull in your back, just stay lying there in that position until the pulling has subsided, because that means the hip flexor has given way. Important, do this exercise with your belly button pulled in so that the lumbar spine comes as close to the floor as possible, because when you lower the leg here, it pulls on the tailbone. The slipped vertebra doesn't cause concern because the forces that pulled it out are much, much higher than the force that would result from such a stretch. So you don't need to worry. Your body is warning you. Go down as far as you can until you feel a stretching pain that you can just barely tolerate. And if it is still tolerable, nothing can happen to your vertebra. On the contrary, afterwards it has a chance to migrate back. That is what I meant earlier. That means you go down very carefully with one leg, stop, but this can take some days or even 1 to 2 weeks until you can put your legs up. When you have arrived at the bottom with both legs, while the lumbar spine is down and it no longer pulls and it no longer hurts, then you can move on to the next step. If you would like to see more videos like this one, just take a look at our channel. There are also many videos on other topics. We move on to the next exercise. We don't have a bed here, but we have an examination table. You can do the exercise on your bed. Renee, slide down until your buttocks are at the edge.
That's going up now, right?
No. Yes. So now you want to practice the right side. Lift your left leg up and grab your knee with both hands. Grab your knee, lay down and practically hold the knee up. And now you notice here, when the leg goes down.
You knew what was coming?
Yes, of course. Because now the hip flexor is stretching on the right side. And Renee notices that. This is the stretching. Often gravity alone is enough. If you notice that the bed is not high enough because the leg comes down too far, then you should leave it a little more stretched out. And this is a bit counterproductive because you tense up, don't fully extend, only extend a little. And then you notice the center of gravity has shifted further towards here and it pulls a little more. Simply hang there for 2-3 minutes and do the same on the other side. By the way, a brief explanation, why are we doing this? Because it helps to keep the lumbar spine down, prevents the pelvis from tilting, and prevents lordosis. You do the same on the other side. Grab your right leg and let your left leg hang. And another tip, if you grip here, you'll use a lot of strength and you'll be tired sooner. If you grip here at the top with both hands, it's much easier because your leverage is much better. So that is the exercise. Just let it hang for 2.5, 3 minutes and then it will be nicely stretched out. We will do the next exercise at the wall. You stand in front of a wall, about half a step away, and place both hands against the wall. We'll start the exercise on the right side, take half step back. Okay, next you straighten out your hollow back. So pull in your navel and make your back straight. And now slide your right rib side towards the wall.
Right groin? Right groin?
No, not turn, but go forward.
I push the right rib towards the wall.
Yes, you're right. I should have said it better. Now push both groins against the wall. But you notice something on the right because the right leg is positioned behind. Contract the abdominal muscle while doing so. Both the belly button and the abdominal muscles, actually. Pull both in and come increasingly forward and release the pulling in the right groin. Do you feel that?
Yes.
Now Renee is pulling on the right groin exactly on the muscle that has pulled your slipped vertebrae into the interior of the body. You do the same with the other side. Back again, but always straighten the pelvis first. The pelvis is so important to keep straightened because otherwise you will overextend the trunk backwards above the pelvis. And you would not have the correct stretch. But if you keep this stable with the pelvis and practically extend the torso and pelvis backward, rotating around the hip joint, you will immediately feel the stretch on the hip joint capsule. You notice that, right?
But I think I am too far away from the wall.
Get a little closer if you feel like it. Then get a little closer and push yourself away. But pull in your navel. Take the pelvis with you. You want to rotate the pelvis. And then you'll notice that the stretch is much, much more pronounced. And now slowly back. Yes, exactly. You must still tolerate it well. If you can no longer breathe relaxed, feel a cramp somewhere, make a fist with your hand or something like that, you have gone too far. This creates tensions in the brain which we want to get rid of. That is counterproductive. You must not do that. But now you can already go further. Sure, it's a matter of time. It takes 30 minutes for the connective tissue to start giving way. The fist here, just keep it up. Now we go to both sides. This saves time, but of course you only have half the strength on each hip. See how it feels for you and where you get the most benefit. And then do this exercise accordingly. You are now standing with both feet evenly. First, pull in your navel, straighten your hips, and now push one groin forward and push yourself away. And now you notice, now you release the tension on both sides. This is also a bit more pleasant. Yes, because you are hyperextending above the pelvis. When you retract here, you will notice it becomes uncomfortable again. And please do not forget, uncomfortable is good.
You are relieving tension.
We need uncomfortable, but not too uncomfortable. But unpleasant enough that you have a good effect and get rid of your back pain. That would be the target.
Okay.
And slowly out again. And now Renee and I will show you the after work exercise where you don't have to do much. You can just relax, but still get a great stretch. Remember at the beginning, I said that first the knee must come down until the legs can lie long without feeling any tension in the back. Then we were at the wall doing the other exercises. And when you are ready for everything to be straight, then you can start simply creating the overextension in the supine position. Put this pad under your sacrum.
I don't know where my sacrum is.
Then feel your coccyx. Feel your coccyx. And then you go higher. 4 or 5 centimeters. And then you are on the sacrum. And there you lie down on it. Very easy to find. So now lie down on it. Put your legs together first. And tell me if you feel any tension there.
Yes, well, I can feel that already.
You can already feel something now.
A little.
This shows how short Renee's hip flexor is.
That again.
Yes, yes, yes. By the way, this is our back hero. You can also use some books. If you want to know what the back hero is all about, then click here. There you get all the information. So now let's gradually work our way up. Now push yourself up and give me the attachment. There are several attachments. You can start with the small one. Push it under your sacrum. Very important. Do not place it under the lower back. The pad, the back hero must, or if you use books, it must lie under the sacrum. Now you probably notice more stretching.
I might be overestimating myself a little right now, but not significantly.
Let's put another one. Exactly the same thing you are doing now. Give it back to me. Thank you. You are doing exactly the same. And look. Just a moment. Now. And try to feel where the tension is.
Yes, I feel the tension, but there's still more to go.
Yes, yes, just a moment. First, lie down. Now slowly move your legs a little apart.
Oh, now I feel it more intensely.
There will be more. That's practically always the increase at a certain height. If you notice that a certain height is already stretching well, but you want more, then spread your legs apart. But we are already so far apart now. Come back together so that we can actually make it higher. Actually, yes. Give me again. Now let's see what is higher. Higher is when we go directly on top of it. Do it yourself.
Okay.
And now it's more again, right?
Yes.
Then a little further apart. Yes, let's leave it at that for now, but the principle has become clear to you, right? You go up in height until you feel a proper stretch with straight legs. And then you increase by slowly spreading your legs apart. Then it becomes more and more intense because the hip flexor is also stretched more in length when spreading the legs. And this is the after-work version. You can read while doing this, you can watch TV, you can listen to music, entertain yourself. That is easy. No great effort, no use of force, no concentration. Just lie down on it. And I assure you, your night will be better. Yay! All the exercises we have done so far were to release the tension in the front here. The tension that pulls your slipped vertebra into the interior of your body, which is ultimately responsible for it. But every body also has a backside. And in the back there are many tensions because what is pulled forward must be kept very straight. And the tensions in the back, which favor the slipped vertebra again. To explain this anatomically would be a bit too much. But just trust, if you also loosen up at the back, then you will do even more against your slipped disc. Please bend both knees to 90 degrees.
90-degree angle?
Yes, but that is too much. That is too much. A little forward. Move the feet a little more forward. That's about 90 degrees now. And now try to slowly reach your feet.
May I touch?
Of course, and lean forward. But the way you're moving, you already have significant tension in the rear area.
Yes, I do.
Then that would be exactly the position. If you are already so tight in the back that you cannot reach your feet, then you would take the loop. Some people can't move any further than this. Then you would grab the stretching strap, then you would pull yourself forward using the strap or a towel that you place around your feet. Go forward again.
I don't need that.
And at the moment you pull yourself forward, you're stretching the entire reactive counter tension of the back muscles. And that relieves your slip disc even more and takes all the tension out of there. Also keep moving forward.
But no vertebra can jump out now, right?
Oh no, not at all. We have this principle. If you go slowly and always stay in the area that is just a comfortable pain, you can't do anything negative to your body. The danger is simply that if you do too little, nothing will happen and you will have no effect. And the more you do, the better the effect. It just shouldn't be too much. And for that, you need to develop more sensitivity. But your body tells you exactly. Because if you can still tolerate that right now, everything is fine. You should be alarmed if you break out in a sweat. You absolutely want to get out of this exercise because it tortures you so much that you can't stand it. You must never practice like that. It is way too much. This must still be a pleasant pain, and it really means what this word signifies. I hope you notice what it has done for your back. Renee is already looking a bit in the pain relief guide, but I have a very big request. Use our channel and watch more exercises, because there you have exercises of all kinds against all pains in the whole body. Choose which routine suits you best. And I believe you will be thrilled. See you on another video. Goodbye.
Goodbye, goodbye.